Well, whenever you're ready.
We need a countdown. I only do it with countdowns.
Wes, oh shit. First one. Everybody ready?
Prima donna.
Silent on 2-1. You guys ready? Here we go. In 5, 4, 3.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very Thanksgiving-esque edition of the Ultimate Team Experience. My name is Wes, and as usual, I am joined by the good-looking gentleman to my, well, that way, Swing Games.
Hello there.
Say hi. And Mr. Platinum Woods.
What up, what up?
And we've got a lot of special guests here tonight. If you guys want to introduce yourselves, starting with Dollar Bill.
Well, I'm Dollar Bill. I'm a streamer here on Twitch and been around the community for quite a while, and thankful to be here.
We're glad to have you. Mr. Jimmy?
Jimmy, two times. I lurk and I give advice, whether it's wanted or not.
That's what he does. And Mr. Roy McCracken.
Roy McCracken here. I'm also obviously a streamer on Twitch. Actually, Swing Games was the first Madden streamer that I ever watched on Twitch, man. So kind of introduced me to this wonderful community, and now we're here on Thanksgiving. So glad to be here, guys.
Gotcha. And as you guys can tell, we are down one host this week. Mr. Deekster, had a death in the family and will not be able to join us. Hopefully he'll be back next week, but we are thinking about him. So Autumn Blast, guys, is wrapping up. Was it a dub? Not for me, but I definitely want to hear what you guys think, because I feel like with my my newness to it all, the shine's starting to wear off, and I didn't enjoy this promo at all. So
You're on mute, Swing.
I'll go first and I'll go quick. The first one was great. A lot of good cards from the first program. I was totally happy with it. Expecting the second one to be even better, and I was insanely disappointed. I think we kind of covered a little bit of it last week with the Night Train Lane. The final LTD was awful. It's not a memorable program. I think we're really going to struggle next year trying to remember what exactly took place for this program next year.
But Tony Romo. Night Train Lane.
No.
I like
kid?
this format. I do like the format of the program, but the players are just, they're lacking. Night Train Lane was about one speed too slow. Tony Romo is unusable. I could argue that the lower overall cards were actually better and will stay on the team longer than the Masters would. You've got Brandon Sheriff, you've got Patrick Peterson. I mean, those are two pretty good cards. I like that they gave us opportunities to build the 92s. Whether they're great cards or not, no, I don't believe they're great cards. But free cards are free cards. So I do got to give them a little credit. They gave us opportunities to build 92s. Not everybody's got a God squad. I can remember, the early days of MUT where I didn't have, millions of coins. I would have killed for a 92, a free 92. So I get it. I feel like they missed out on the opportunity of catering to the high-end teams. I don't feel like they gave us good enough high-end cards. That middle tier team, that doesn't play religiously every day. I feel like this was probably a big dub for those types of teams, but I feel like all of us have pretty close to God squads. So that's why it's not necessarily a dub for me.
Anybody else? Chime in.
I've heard it mentioned that this was a 7, and I think that's where I'm going to put it. Yeah. And rather than be skeptical and a pessimist about disconnects and everything that went on this weekend, I think there's useful cards that Kendall Fuller at free safety. I've got the Sheriff. I've got Pat Pete. I just powered up, and I look forward to getting his 95 to, throw in there. The house rules portion of the Autumn Harvest program was nice. Being able to, when it worked, when you could play with two of your friends quick house rules games and get head-to-head wins doing that, that's a win. I don't know of any other quick games like that were giving wins, as quickly as that when it worked, when you could get into games. The other solos, they didn't need them. They didn't need to have the gathering solos, at least not as a squad-based mode. That should have been just left on the drawing room floor. But I think 7 seems like a reasonable number to give the promo. There were some useful cards, and there were no high-end cards that you had to chase after and blow your coin stack on. So now we have plenty to go into Blitz.
Dollar Bill, you still run a Seahawks theme team?
I do, yes.
Did you add anybody from that program?
I don't recall adding anybody.
I don't think
No,
you did.
we had the limited. We had Griffin the limited, but that was that wasn't
Just
part of that
limited, right.
program at all. So, no.
1 out of 10, 10 being the best ever. Where would you rate it? I'd put it about a 7 myself.
I'd probably go a hair lower and say a 6.
Okay. Munson, I know you're on a Steelers theme team. Did you add anybody?
Yeah, I've got a few players I'm using. Obviously, the Eric Ebron card. I thought, I'm running the Steelers team, so it was a really great card. Not big numbers he's got to put up to get those 1 or +2s for what was supposed to be the game tomorrow, but will now be Sunday. He's got to get 4 receptions or 70 yards, so he could get a +2. He's a 90 speed on my team, so that was a big one. Got the free 92 at the right guard with Sheriff, however you say his name. I thought he's probably one of the best guards in the game, if not the best right guard. The part that I thought was a big fail was the Masters. I didn't think the Masters were very good at all. The limited they gave us in Drew Brees, no offense to you fans out there, the Saints, is a horrible card. The Tony Romo, even on a theme team, maybe if he would have been a field general or a strong arm quarterback, it might have been all right. They gave him the wrong archetype. So didn't think that was good. And the Night Train, it's a solid card, but it's not any better, in my opinion, than a handful of other cards you could be using that are much cheaper. So I'd probably give it a 6, maybe 7, because I am using some cards. I'm also using I went with the Vikings and Steelers team. So I'm using the Hunter card at left end. I think that's a pretty good card. But that's the 3 I'm using out of it. Well, I also Villanueva, but that's more just for a theme team. I mean, he's 87 overall. That's not somebody you're going to start unless you're running a full theme team. So I enjoyed it. I just thought the Masters were not, and the limited was not what it should have been.
Makes sense to me. The only card I'm using out of it is Von Miller. And I picked him up way cheap. It was nice. The fact that they required me to team up with people I didn't like, and the fact that they used those stupid, I'm going to say it, midget players again, those little bitty players. I just, to me, those are 2 knocks that I can't get past. I did not like that program. I like the first part of it with the recipes, but the second part, no.
For me, I liked the squads because me and Tone and Scott and a few other guys, we were playing the squads. It's a lot of fun when you have people that you know, but like Jimmy said, it was only fun when it worked. So, towards the end, I think after they put that patch in, it was able to work about 70% of the time. Before the patch, I feel like it was 50-50. Like, we didn't know whether we were going to be able to get into the game or not. Once we were in the game, they were quick. You were able to rack up your head-to-head wins. So I think that's a dub. I think they did a good job with that. But where they failed, obviously, is the server maintenance. Like, they can't have house rules be squads and have the server issues that they have. I think that's why that's a big L. But overall, I like the format of the program. We did get a couple usable cards, but like we've all kind of said, the Masters is really where they failed on this one.
Gotcha. Anybody else got anything on Autumn Blast?
Nope.
Blasting right on through to the next topic then. Blitz. Heyo. Tell me about Blitz. I've heard a little bit about Blitz. I don't know what it is, but everybody seems really excited about it. So tell me why.
I'll go first. I was excited when I saw the cards today, and I'm not trying to be negative Nancy right now because LTDs could be through the roof. I thought of this about 30 minutes after they released the cards and the information on the cards. If Tyreek Hill isn't in there, is that a program even excited? Are you even excited for it? And I'm going to ask that for everybody. taking Tyreek Hill out of the equation. For me, my Bears Cowboys theme, we get a right guard that we don't really need. We're going to get Larry Allen at some point anyway. The store offers look really cool, and normally I'm ecstatic right now, just waiting and excited, and I can't wait. And they said something about it being a 2-week program. There has to be more to this because there are a lot of good cards in there for a lot of good teams. But man, it just so underwhelming for me. And I'm sure I'll continue to talk about this, but I'm going to let whoever else wants to go from here.
Yeah, I'll echo that. You know, it's really going to hinge on what they give us in part 2. Tyreek alone isn't enough to make this program a dub. With that said, I mean, that is a fantastic card. It's similar to the Scary Terry card, just a little bit of an upgrade from the Halloween program. So I feel like we're starting to get to the point where a lot of these wide receivers are hitting the threshold. The only thing that really separates them is speed. But with that said, I mean, Tyreek is the fastest, so he'll find a spot on anybody's team that wants him. I think they really did Cam dirty. Could have been at least 2 speed faster. To have a Blitz master only be 89 speed, why even have him? Just pick somebody else that you can really give good speed to, right? It's good that he's in the game. He'll be a good kind of in the box safety. You could user him, but if you're getting Cam, you're really just getting him because you want to play with him, because you like the name. You know, he doesn't hit the man threshold. He's not even as good as Taylor Mays, who came out, a month and a half ago. So with that said, we'll see how the second part comes along. We'll see how the limiteds come. We'll see how accessible these limiteds are. We'll see the reroll. We didn't see any of the, if there's any training options, if there's anything like that. We don't know. If it's anything like years past, there's going to be some surprises. There's going to be some good limiteds. So we'll see. Hopefully we get those limiteds tomorrow night or Friday, and then we can really go into the weekend feeling good.
All right. Dollar Bill, what do you think about it?
I haven't seen, I guess, the cards. I guess, did they show those on the stream this morning, or I looked on their Twitter? I didn't see any cards.
Somebody want to take us through the cards?
Yeah, I mean, the highlights of them, you have a 94 overall Cam Chancellor, which I know you're excited for that.
I'll be excited for that. Yeah.
There's a 93 Tyreek Hill. There's a 92 Clowney, so you'll be excited about that. This is a great program for Dollar Bill. Now that we're talking about this shit out loud.
Seahawks, yeah. My team.
I'm trying to think of any other big names. Zach Martin's a 91.
Dante Jackson looked like one of the biggest wins in this whole thing. Like a guy that's not going to cost that much and is going to be an absolute burner.
Going to be a burner. And the thing is, if they do it like they have in years past, it's going to be interesting to see how much it's going to cost to get like Tyreek Hill on the first day. And Platt and I know we were talking about this earlier. We're trying to figure out if it's the Blitz players are all released tomorrow or if it's going to be over time. Like when they said it's a 14-day program, it really makes me nervous that they're only going to release so many cards each day or two until 14 weeks goes by. And if that's the case, it's really going to suck. Because you have to get like the shittiest card in the group gives you 10 discs or whatever it's going to be. And it's going to be 100 discs to get Tyreek Hill. We got a long 2 weeks of stuff that everyone's going to have by probably Sunday or Monday. So outside of those names, Dollar Bill, like that's pretty much it. And while you guys continue to talk, I can get the store offers pulled up so we can look at them.
I think what makes the Blitz promo so exciting for a lot of people is those hour by hour, 4-hour block opportunities for store offers, for solos, and it looked like they were even incorporating like different house rules into this promo. Mm-hmm. Like that time crunch is, I think, what makes the Blitz promo as fun as it is. Setting your alarm to wake up at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. That's fun. I mean, for some people that would have to get up and go to a job and set their alarm, it would suck. But, to wake up and play some Madden, I'll do it. I mean, if you make the carrot at the end of the stick good enough, I'll do it. Or if you make me feel guilty about not doing it, then I'll do it too. But that's what makes the Blitz promo fun. It's those time-based solos, the store offers that you're unable to get because there weren't enough of them available for you to buy.
And when does it
everyone
start?
else bought
Friday?
them out too quick. Starts
Tomorrow
tomorrow
night.
at 8.
Tomorrow at 8 Eastern, and I have these pulled up now. I'll go through these quick. So every 8 hours from 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. you have an All Pro / Most Feared offer, and then you get the quick sell. You get 100 Blitz bolts for 50 coins. So if you guys have done anything this week to get Blitz bolts, I can tell you right now for a fact that 100 Blitz bolts aren't shit, because if it's 50 coins to get them every 8 hours, they're not giving us too much free shit. So it's probably going to be like 5 to 10,000 for Tyreek. I'm just guessing. Platt would be a good one to guess that. So 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Same. You get a Game Changer / Autumn Blast offer, and then a quick sells 100 Blitz bolts for 50 coins, excuse me. And then from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m., it's Ultimate Kickoff / Team of the Week. And then the same thing, the quick sells. That's every 8 hours. Every 12 hours is a Team of the Week bundle and Blitz players. The event is limited time challenges. Those are the ones you're going to want to make sure you pay attention to. And then from 12 p.m. to 11 a.m., it's Legends bundle Blitz players are the offers. And then the event is another limited time. And then finally, last but not least, every 24 hours, I believe, is going to be house rules. Or it says here 24 hour, it's house hotspot. And then...
So realistically... sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I thought that was the last one. There's a 1 hour offer for some All Pro and Most Feared from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. and that says 11:27. But typically in years past, I mean, it was a shit show. Everybody knew something was coming, and they would all be on there online. And then at 8 p.m. East, you go to the store. There's something great. You go to buy it, game crashes. You go to get it again, game crashes. Then you finally get to the store, and then that doesn't work. It was awful. And because they only had it for 10 minutes, sometimes the offers would be so limited, within seconds they would be gone. I mean, if you had
trying
one
to buy a
screw
PS5 at Walmart.
Oh yeah, I mean, almost as bad.
Fire and Fantasy packs are harder to get than PS5s.
They're not doing that. They're not doing that this year because they're allowing a long time to process. So it kind of gets rid of the craziness of it all. So
they're also having the 50 for $10, 50 player. I don't know if you mentioned that.
50.
It's not on my list for some reason, but
it was.
That's a pretty good offer. I mean, $10 for a 50 player. You can't
probably
beat
going to
that.
be a 91. What's the worst 91? I mean,
Vincent
right off the top
Jackson.
of your head, Vincent Jackson. Okay, so it'll be a Vincent Jackson.
Yeah, probably.
Have that attitude, and you'll never be disappointed.
There you go.
So realistically speaking, though, I'm seeing a lot of people saying that this is really geared towards people that spend a lot of money on the game. What's in it for those no money spent people?
Nothing.
How?
Pride.
There are
Really?
a couple players that you
Daily
can get
objectives.
There's a couple players you can get for around 2,200, 2,000 some bolts. It's going to be your players that are 90 overall. You'll be able to get through solos and through the things on there a couple 90s if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever. And you'll probably be able to get there's a 90 receiver is pretty good, and I'm 93 speed, and I'm losing my thought process on his name.
Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah,
Ayuk.
Brandon. So you could get him, the Dante Johnson player.
Montez Sweat's another good one too.
Sweat. Yeah, there's a couple good players for the no money spent guys. You still be able to do the challenges, still be able to do those, spend 50 coins every 8 hours and get your bolts. There's challenges in the game right now. If you'll complete those before tomorrow, that you can get some Blitz bolts that way. So there are some options for no money spent, but it is about some of those money spent guys getting better deals for cards. Really, I mean,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right,
But
Wayne,
I'll piggyback off that real quick. Anytime we talk about these programs and we say this program isn't good for a no money spent team, you have to look at it in a different context. If it's good for the money spenders, that's going to drive the market way down. So if you have your eye on some of the 50 players,
Bye.
tomorrow night they're going to be at the lowest you've ever seen them. That's good for either training if you're trying to get some training on your team, but it's also good if you're looking out for, a Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie or Rivas. Some of those guys that they're some of the highest 50 players, they're going to be really low tomorrow night. Everyone's going to be ripping that pack for $10. So take advantage of that. The people that are spending money in the game, they're going to rip somebody that they don't want. They're going to sell those players to buy the players that they really want. So if
their
you need to
shitty
be on the
packs.
market.
Their shitty packs are the no money spent players reward.
Right. That's how you got to look at it, because if you're not spending money on the game, then we are relying on the people spending money to drive the market down. So tomorrow night, every, like Jimmy was saying, you have a store offer every hour, every 4 hours, get that schedule down, know when you need to be on, know which packs are going to be pulled, and then look for those players out of the packs. If we're getting most feared packs, that's a cheap way. You can build a Derek Thomas, you can build a Scary Terry, an Aaron Donald. Those guys will be at their lowest, whether you're grabbing their component pieces or you're just buying them outright. All of those prices will be way down depending on which time you get on. Now, they're not going to stay down. The market will go down initially, and then it'll kind of rise back up to the normal level. So you have to be smart and be on at the time that those packs are being pulled and take advantage of those store offers.
Awesome. Right, that's a heck of a point right there. Like Swain went over a while ago, what time these promos are going to happen, like the legend packs, when those come out, just like Platinum just said. If there's a legend player you've been looking at building and you haven't done it yet, he's going to be the cheapest to build at the time those packs are being ripped and are being sold on the auction house. So you're going to be able to build that player for probably $100K instead of 150 or 200 or whatever it might be. So if there's a player from that promo that you really want that you don't have now, that's in a set that you can build, be looking for what time that goes live, and you can make some bank on that and make your card.
Awesome. So then what is it that you guys, and I'll start off with Swain, what is it that you guys are doing to prepare, and what do the people need to do to get ready for this?
I mean, kind of like we mentioned last week, get a little bit of training ready to go. You might have obviously a little bit of training. I wouldn't have a ton. Anything you can have ready to roll. You really just need to have a plan. You need to know what you're going for. So, to backpack on what Munson was literally just talking about, is if you've been wanting to build a player, if that's your plan, you want to build legend players, like, you're going to do really well with it. If you're going to just buy the players outright, like I have prices for Bo Jackson, LT, Dion, and Vic right now, and I know what my buy price is. I bought a shit ton of them last night, anticipating that we might get one of them for this program, which we very well still could. But as soon as I found out they weren't announced today, I sold them right back. If they drop a shit ton on Saturday, I know all of them are getting another card. And when they do, very few people out there don't want Vic. Almost nobody doesn't want Dion. Everyone wants LT, and then Bo Jackson's going to be Bo Jackson. So my mindset, like one of the things I'm doing is, especially not just tomorrow, but on Saturday when everybody gets their free legend, I'm going straight to the auction. I'm not going to get mine right away. I'm going to look see what they drop to. And that's, part of that plan. It's just knowing what you're going to go for. If you're pulling the packs, like Platt was saying, if you pull the $10 50 card and you're going to sell it right away and you're spending all that time trying to sell it, you're probably going to spend 5 to 10 minutes just selling that card when you could have bought 3 or 4 other ones. That's the worst time to sell it. So just go in with a plan. Figure out, like, do I need to upgrade my team? Do I need any upgrades at this point? Do I need training? Do I finally want to take the big leap to get max sprinter? Do I finally want to change? Do I want to change theme teams right now? Do I want to just start planning for that? All those little things, just go in there with some kind of plan of what you want to have and go for it.
Platt?
Yeah, I mean, I would echo that. Have a plan, know who you want, and go for those players. Our good buddy Tomato, what he would probably tell us is buy every legend you can on Saturday morning, because everyone's going to be ripping that pack and selling it. I don't really have the stones that Tomato has to invest $3 million into those cards, but I know it's going to work. Everybody's going to be ripping that pack and everybody's going to be selling it. That's not our advice. Our advice is hold on to that pack. Don't, if you do rip it, don't sell it right away. Unless you're quick selling it, then, do what you want. But, you got to have a plan. You got to know which players you're wanting to target and, have 2, 3, 4 guys that you're wanting. If you don't have a plan, then you're just going to be in the auction house, not really sure where to look, and potentially you're going to make a bad buy. So, Swain nailed it. Have a plan, go into it with 2 or 3, 4 guys that you want. And whether you're building those through components or whether you're just buying the card outright, that's what I would do. As far as Blitz specifically, same deal. Just look for those store offers when they're dropping and take advantage of people ripping those packs and selling them. There's not really another way to prepare. Stack coins is my always going to be my answer. Coin is king. You got to have the coins to do everything you want to do. So that's kind of what I've been doing, just stacking coins. I plan on getting Tyreek. We get him through tickets, so you're going to have to, you're going to have to stack bolts to get the tickets or the tokens, whatever we're calling them this year, to get Tyreek. So whenever Tyreek is available, you're going to have a lot of people cashing in on that Tyreek set. So if you're looking to buy him, if you're not going to do the set, that's the time that you want to buy him. Another piece of advice is these players that show up to be, to be bought every 4 hours. We're talking like the 90s, the 92s, those guys. That is the only time these guys will be in packs. So you guys need to realize these guys aren't going to be coming out of packs. So if you want them, you need to get them right away. If you don't plan on building them through bolts, if you're just waiting on other people to buy them and sell them, as soon as they become available, that's when you want to buy them. Because once they're available, you're going to have to wait for the Redux to come out. If you remember last year, that's how it was. These low overalls got Redux cards, and everybody was pissed that they were pulling Marquise Brown and, Chase Winovich and these guys out of Redux packs. So just keep that in mind. These are basically limited cards. They're not going to be the high overall limiteds that we're used to, but if you want these guys, get them as soon as they drop.
Roy, what's your plan for the Blitz?
Well, so this last week, I've been taking some of my top money cards, I guess you'd say, and selling those off. It's probably too late to do that at this point. It may not be. Check some prices. For instance, I know there's going to be promos on Most Feared. So I sold Troy P. He's not a super high dollar card, but made some coin, replace him with Amos, or replace him with some lower cards. And I'm looking to maybe get some of those cheaper when people are selling them at, rock bottom prices, and trying to do that. Been doing the solos, getting some of the Blitz bolts, but the amount you can get, like Swain said a while ago, is not a lot. It's not going to be that much to help you out tremendously. So basically, I've just been, like I said, just getting rid of some of my high money cards that I know that I'll be able to replace much, much cheaper when these come out. Got rid of my left guard, Steve Hutchinson. He's not that expensive now, but he'll be dirt cheap when these cards come out. He'll probably be under 100K when these come out. I'm hoping. So that's basically what I've been doing. Other than that, that's really about it. I did add some points. I am going to spend a little bit, but not a lot. I added like 5,800 or something. Get some of the promos when they pop up. If the servers don't go down, they are individual limits, not global limits like they have been in the past. So if the servers hold up, everyone that wants one of those cards can get them. Now, last year, servers went down. They had to do it again. They had to do it for another hour. We'll see. We'll see what happens this time. But that's really about it.
My last quick piece of advice before I forget. Speaking of the 50 pack, I believe we get that tomorrow night. I think it's available from 9 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern. What I would do if I'm buying that pack, I'm not opening it right away. We're going to get new 50 players on Friday. I would at least take the chance, whether we get confirmation or not. They're probably not going to tell us who is going to be available in that pack. But I would wait at least until the next day on Friday when the new 50 players come out. That way you at least have a chance to get one of the new 50 players out of it. like I said, I don't know for certain if it works like that, but I wouldn't rip the pack right away anyway, because if you're ripping it to sell it, they're going to be at their lowest at that point. So I'll probably buy it for $10, but I'm going to wait until Friday at around 3 o'clock when the new players are released to actually rip it.
Definitely worth it to hold on, because even if it doesn't work like that, you're not going to lose anything. You're only possibly gaining another 2 players or another 3 players that you can get. So yeah, definitely good advice there. Good advice. Jimmy, you got anything planned specifically for the Blitz?
Well, I just boosted my overall just yesterday, I think, to the point where I don't have any glaring needs. I mean, my team has needs, but are they the kind of needs that I'm going to rush out and go out and fill? No. It's building the coin stack up. It's selling your trash in your binder for unreasonably high prices. That's what I've been doing. Getting my, and getting those random $100,000 coin bonuses for playing a couple games a week in league. Like, I need more of that to get prepared for the Blitz.
I would like for you to share a quick story. Last night you told me about a card that you sold for 72,000 coins.
It was a Joe. It was a Joe
Jimmy loves
Webb.
this pack trash.
It was a Joe Webb. I sold. I think it's a 66 overall silver Joe Webb. It's probably been like 2 weeks ago, maybe. I saw one on the auction block. It was around like 78,000. I was like, well, that seems rather high. I'm gonna undercut that by a couple of thousand and see what happens. And lo and behold, somebody bought my Joe Webb for 75,000 coin. I didn't ask
check
them to.
your silver players, guys.
I wasn't begging for them to buy my Joe Webb. I just, spur of the moment, throw this Joe Webb up, see what happens. Troy Dye threw him up today for 15,000. Somebody bought him. Like, I don't know why people do it, but I'm going to continue doing it until they stop, because it would be foolish for me not to. It's really the only way I replace the coin I spend in the game. I mean, if I spend 100,000 or 200,000 powering a card up all the way, I need to make that up somehow. I've got all this pack trash. What else to do with it? Well, let's do something smart and see if we can get people to buy some cards.
Super silver card arbitrage.
Super silvers. That's what I like to call them.
Awesome.
They give you bonuses.
Dollar Bill, Blitz, what you got for us?
I mean, we kind of already went over it. For me, I don't put a lot of money into the game. I don't even surprisingly put a lot of time looking at, I'm a 63 overall, but I'm a 92 overall with 1.5 million coins. So I do that by playing the game very smartly. So honestly, my promo for Blitz is wait. I've seen a lot of people already say it, there's going to be some good deals on those cards. I never really need them right away. I can wait a week or two, and you know what? Right around the corner is going to be the Christmas promo, the winter. And so we'll probably get out of position players and all kinds of things. And that's typically when a lot of times I'll go in and, get stuff. So yeah, maybe get some training would be mine. Sometimes we'll get the good training deals, and you'll see a big spike in training. You don't want to have to go in and buy it when you need it. But the deals lasting a longer period of time, I think, will help somewhat keep those prices even down.
Gotcha. Well, a lot of you guys mentioned Legends, so now's a good time to remind you the Legend solos are going to be expiring soon. Make sure you get them done. If you've been keeping up, you should get your free full Legend next week. So that'll be good for everybody. And also, Team of the Week solos will be expiring soon, so make sure you get those done too. Moving on to the 50. Anybody got anything on the 50? Are we getting 94s? Does anybody know yet?
Based on how they've done, I don't remember the first set was only a couple weeks, and then it was 4 weeks of 92s, and this will be the 4th week of 93s. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it is. So based on that theory, it should be 93s tomorrow. But even if it's not, you can still make profit on the one you're still holding. It makes sense for them to finish it up this week. I think it'll still be 93s. I don't know how many 50s are going to be going crazy this weekend, though.
Yeah, I anticipate it being 93s for another week. I still think I still think we're at least a week away from, consistently introducing 94s into the game. We don't have any 95s in the game, so I still think we're kind of creeping up there. And like Swain said, I think it'll be another week before we get 94s for the 50.
If this is the week that stays 93, is this the perfect week for the kicker, punter, fullback 50 release? Because we got to have them, right?
I'm here for it.
Riots.
I'll tell you, at this point, we need a Franco Harris. We need some kickers and punters.
Ray Guy.
I know my man Tone is just dying to get a new kicker and punter on his team.
He was dying for you to get a new kicker.
Hey, I got him. I got Morton Anderson today, all powered up, focus
awesome.
Kicker.
I don't need a new kicker. I like Mort, but I could use a new punter.
He took my team to a 94 today, so I'm happy about that.
Awesome. Swain, you got anything before we get around to the goals?
I do. I want to bring up. It's not the right program to bring up because it's so old, but I'm going to do it anyway. A couple years back, it was either 2 years ago or 3 years ago, during Blitz, and it may have been Blitz, or it may have been during the freeze, Christmas, winter, whatever the hell they call it. They came out with some really old programs that were all like on a good deal, and people were like, "Oh, this sucks." And then all of a sudden, fast forward a little bit of time, it wasn't that much. It was like, "Oh shit, there was a window there," and everyone missed it. I don't see it. I was looking it up while we were talking. I do see one for Ultimate Kickoff. And just to read off a couple quick cards from Ultimate Kickoff. Change that. I am going. Yeah, Ultimate Kickoff. Ultimate Kickoff. These are just some names that should be like, oh, really? This has got to be. I think this is Ultimate Kickoff. I'm going to be really pissed if it's not. This is Superstar. All right, I'm going to use Superstar as an example. Superstar MVPs, they're a real pain in the ass to make because you don't really get a whole lot back for them, and the cards you make aren't really worth anything. That being said, I'm going to name off the two that stand out to me. I'm going to go three. You have Ezekiel Elliott. There's a lot of Cowboy fans out there. Myles Garrett, who when his next card comes out, it's going to be a beast because that card was amazing when it came out. And then another guy, you guys might have heard of him, some quarterback from the Ravens named Lamar Jackson, 89 overall. That dude needs a card. He's cover athlete.
Does.
Don't be surprised. Yeah, don't be surprised he gets a card soon. If he doesn't get it this week, I would imagine he's going to get it. He's got to get it by Christmas time, which is only.
Don't forget about Tyrann Mathieu too. I mean,
Tyrann Mathieu is the very next one on the list.
He still starts on my team.
The one
as far as an in the box safety, he's fantastic. And he gets 90 man, 90 zone.
Those are all the 89s. It looked like Julio and Gronk got LTDs. But and my point, if you bring it up, it's not on the list of things that I see, but if they come out with a sale or a deal during Blitz for that program, a lot of people are gonna be like, that sucks. Who wants that shit, right? That's the time you pounce on it. You go all over it and you get it as many as you can. If I have 5 to 10 Lamar Jacksons ready to roll, I'm going to be ecstatic about it. I think when you do that set, you get a bunch of 86s back, but I can't confirm that 100%. The whole point of this being
2 of the 4, I think. Yeah,
2 of the 4. Yeah. So you can possibly turn those into a set. Now going over to what is confirmed coming out is Ultimate Kickoff. Ultimate Kickoff is going to be available every 8 hours is what they're saying. I don't know if this is, or if this is, anyway, whatever it is, if it's just once, then it's just once. Ultimate Kickoff. We had limited Brandon Cooks and a limited Jamal Adams. This program already looks better than the ones we've had recently. This is where I need your guys' help. I know as Byron Jones was a 90 overall, because that Byron Jones, everybody loved that card. And you could make him. So as of tomorrow at this time, Byron Jones is going to be so cheap to make. When he gets his next card, that card will skyrocket. It's just something to look up. Did we get somebody other than Byron Jones as a 90 overall in that program for Ultimate Kickoff? Was he the only boss/master? Because that's all I'm seeing. I feel like there should have been somebody else. And then the other thing too is like when we were looking, I know we talked about this on the actual stream, was all those elites. We missed on a lot of them. You still have so many 87, 88 overall elites who do not have a card yet. That's what I'm thinking we're going to see for limiteds. That's honestly
So
my honest guess.
He was the only one, and I remember because we were so pissed that there was not a second part of this promo. We came on this show the next week after part one,
Pissed.
and I was just so mad because the first week was so good. They gave us 2 limiteds. They gave us a Byron Jones. We needed another week of it. So you're right that he was the only master, and it was really weird because typically we get, over a 2-week program, we'll get a couple masters.
All right.
I'm busy. Somebody carry me.
Well, I mean, I'll carry. I'm just trying to get my computer to work. My computer's just like, I don't want to work right now. I wanted to look up the core elites. Oh, I see what I did. It's actually Mudhead's fault. They have 2 slots for it. Much as it pains me to do this 8 times in a row. 10 times a charm. Okay, so Patrick Mahomes doesn't have a new card yet. Am I understanding that correctly? His
Nope.
highest
Yeah,
card
he's
is an
not.
88. Tell me he's not getting an LTD. I'm telling you. McCaffrey got a
Kittle's
card.
something.
Martin just got a card. Wagner got a card. Does Gilmore have a card?
He got like a team of the week upgrade.
We'll count that. Aaron Donald got a card. Bakhtiari, 87 overall left tackle.
I
Doesn't
think
have a card.
He did.
No.
Hopkins got one. Tyreek Hill just got one. Henry got one. George Kittle, tight end. Does he have a card?
No.
He got a training
Him
upgrade.
and
but the-
Mahomes are my
the team
two.
of
Those
the
two
week.
are very much due.
It's crazy. Matt got a card. Tucker's a punter. Platinum's the only one that cares about that. Mitchell Schwartz, right tackle. Fletcher Cox got a card. Russell Wilson got a card. J.J. Watt got a card, and that's all the 87s and 88s. So I'm telling you right now, if you ever want to hear some crazy idea, right when I get done with this, and possibly tomorrow if it's not too late, George Kittle and Patrick Mahomes are on my radar. Maybe Bakhtiari, but I don't feel like everybody's going to go crazy for left tackle.
Do you think they'll get limiteds in this promo? That's what you think?
I think so. I mean, they're already sticking with current players other than Cam, and he got the 94. Last year we only got 194. Who are the LTDs? They can't be old players, right? Or I mean, they could, but why would they? I don't.
Right.
With
No,
50
they-
coming out and legends dropping, I think it's going to be current players. A Mahomes, if we get a Mahomes on offense or a Kittle on offense, that's going to make this whole program a lot better than it looks right now. I don't know how many people would go crazy over Mahomes, but does anybody in here not want George Kittle on their team? Like, the dude's a beast, right?
I'll take a Kittle. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I like
mean,
speed.
I would love it.
He's good blocker too. He's a really good
Yeah.
blocker.
The
Like,
best.
you get the speed and a great blocker, which is rare at the tight end.
That's what you
Yeah,
want.
a lot of times you'll get the speed, but they won't have that blocking ability. You can leave him in as a great run blocker, and he's still a huge threat.
if you don't
Might as
want to,
well
if you don't want to
invest
invest in the
all-around
high
tight ends.
cards, I mean, the LTDs seem to be something that people want to try to chase the power ups rather than the elites. I don't know why that is, but I bet Mahomes power up. It's a high overall power up. I bet it's 4,000 to 5,000 coins right now a
Oh, yeah.
piece.
Right.
Let him
And
get
Kittle is only
limited.
about 7,500.
I-
Throughout the year, Kittle's power up was very expensive, but as soon as he had the season-ending injury, his power up went way down.
Tanked.
So
He gets
know,
he gets
they'll
a
give
limited
him another
tomorrow. What do you
card.
think what do you think his power up would go to if Kittle gets a LTD
40
40.
to 50K.
easily? So I mean, if you're sitting good on coins and you say, let's say it is 7,000. Let's say you get 10 of them for 70K. If those triple or quadruple the value overnight, you're going to have a really fun weekend. So there are a few little things like that. There are some things and some ways to make coins. It's just how much do you want to invest? And again, having that plan. And I'll shut up because I can go for hours on this.
Well, I don't know that we have a whole lot left to address today other than weekly goals, platinum players, and it's Thanksgiving as well. So
Oh, yeah.
if anybody has anything they want to say about that,
Let's save that for the
jump
end.
right in.
Absolutely.
Let's save
Yeah.
that at the end.
Yeah.
So weekly goals. I obviously didn't really have any. So I mean, I wasn't doing the show last week, so I didn't. set
Gotta
any
love
for
that
myself.
honesty.
Yeah. So we can move on. Swain, if you want to cover your goals and where you're at in Plat.
Oh, I had a rough week in league. I had no intention of playing weekend league, and I had 5 DCs, and all 5 of them were wins. I ended up getting 2 more after that were losses, but I did that. I lost a game, and then I started going on a win streak. It's not worth going over every detail, but it ended up horrible. I lost on the last drive of the game. I had 17 wins. I almost had 18. Once again, I get the rewards, and I'm like, why did I even go through that? I was trying to play it today. My brain is all messed up because it's vacation time right now. I feel like it's Thursday, and it's not. Now we do the show, and it's not Thursday. It's Wednesday. Outside of that, I have over 8 million coins, so I did well on that. My 94 defense, I'm super close to. Am I 94 overall? I think I'm close to a 94 overall. Goals this week. I don't know. Let's say I go on a spinning spree. I'm gonna say 7 mil for coins next week, and I'm going to absolutely say 94 overall team, and then let's go 10 weekly games. I might just do it for fun.
All right.
I don't remember my goals last week other than I know that I wanted to get to 3 million coins. I'm at 3.2 million right now. I upgraded my team to a 94 overall, so I'm happy about that. Goals for next week. I'm not going to be able to go up any more overall and for my team. Coin stack, I'm going to have to spend a little bit. So really the only goal that I have is I want to get Tyreek Hill. That's the goal for next week. I want to be able to add him to the team. I've had him powered all the way up the whole year, so I'm just ready to add that top card. I don't know if I'm going to sell off Scary Terry yet. I'm still figuring out how to incorporate them into my team because I've got 50 out of 50 49ers. They are adding a couple 49ers in this program. The wide receiver, he's very fast. He's 92 speed stock, so he'll be 96 on my team. So I'll be happy to add him. But as far as goals, I know I'm going to have to spend some coins, so my only real goal is to get Tyreek this week.
Gotcha. Well, I will go ahead and give you my update and goals, even though I didn't have any goals last week, but I am 93 overall, got a 94 defense and a 93 offense. So I guess my goal this week is to balance that out, get that offense up to 94. Not really sure how I'm going to go about that. It's
kicker punter, where are they at?
They're low, but when I went to up those guys, I didn't like how much they were costing. So
well, Morton Anderson, remember, if you have a power up pass, I've got like 289.90 power up passes just lying around. That's what I used it on. You can do a solo to get his power up because his power up is very expensive. I think it's in like the 25,000 range. But if you haven't done your solo, your legend solo, you can do that, get it for free. If you have done your legend solo, do it on a farm account, trade it over, power them up. It's only like 1,700 training. I did it today.
And these are the kind of tips people come here for. Thank you.
What's a coin stack like, Wes? What's your coin stack?
Do we really?
I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
I mean, last night
it's your kid's account, and your kids are trading cards.
It's my kids' college fund.
Yeah, it's not a farm account. It's my kids. They got like 5 or 6 accounts.
Right.
Coin stack is last night it was about 240K.
Okay.
But I kind of
you dipped in. You had a little taste.
I was digging those. I was digging those. What the hell were those packs? They were like 40K a piece.
Get a golds?
No, not get a gold.
The autumn.
Pro.
No.
Team of the week.
I don't remember. It wasn't
clutch packs.
No.
Clutch?
I don't know.
Game changers?
I don't remember.
It was.
Maybe
I lost my coins pack. Pretty much.
Okay. I mean, I didn't get anything great out of it. That's for sure. I've made up about half of it.
Oh, Wes, what are we gonna do?
We're gonna keep making coins and then keep gambling them away.
I think that's a tough gamble.
I want goals from our 3 newest guests here. And I want, if you guys need to take a little bit to think about it, we can do Platts players and come back. But I want a serious goal from you. Not an unrealistic goal, but something you truly have to strive for. Something that you normally wouldn't do. And then you can let us know this week, and then we'll let everybody know on the show next week. So you guys are involved in this too.
I'll go ahead and hop into my players and give them a few minutes to think about goals. So I've got what I would consider kind of a low tier player. I've got a medium tier and then a high tier this week. So it's very good balance this week. Terrell Edmonds, team of the week, strong safety, 92 speed. That is a fucking fantastic card. If you're on a theme team, or not a theme team, if you're on like a budget, kind of no money spent type team, that's fantastic. He could even be a good user if you wanted to user him in the box up
95
top.
speed.
I mean, he's just fantastic. So that's the first player this week, and only about 60K. So tomorrow, if we get team of the week packs, or if the market's just generally down, look for that card if you're building a budget team. Antro Roll, team of the week. He got a 92 overall this week. That is a very good card. 92 speed stock, so you're looking at 95 speed on most people's teams powered up. He can switch to strong or free safety. His overall goes down, but his stats stay the same. So if you're trying to build a theme team, or again a budget team, and you're wanting to switch them around, because we do have a million corners, we don't have a million good strong and free safeties. That's kind of probably where I'd look to put him, as that strong safety, maybe in the box, maybe usering me 6 foot, 95 speed. That's a great card. The last one, I played squads with Tone, and he had this guy all juiced up on a Cowboys theme team. But Cliff Harris, he did nothing but make plays for us. We were able to guard the entire middle of the field. This guy took away half of the field. He's got him at free safety. Now he's a lot faster on Tone's team, but still very affordable. Mutthead's got him at a little under 300K for a 93 legend. Get training cheap, do his solo to get his power up, power him all the way up to get that extra speed. But I played with this guy. I don't care what his stats say, and his stats aren't bad. I'm not implying that they're bad, but I don't care what they say. This guy just balled out for us this weekend. Tone ended up getting up to 200 wins for his head-to-head. I'm at close to 75, and it's this guy. He balled out for us. So Terrell Edmonds, Antro Roll, and Cliff Harris. Those are the platinum players this week.
Awesome. I like it. I'm gonna look into Harris. All right, guys.
Now,
you
be careful though,
come
because
up with your-
sometimes cards I think play better the first week they're out.
I'm
I'm not the only one.
I agree with you.
Heard
I'm
that
crazy.
says that.
I'm with you.
So
It's a part of
I always
conspiracy
say-
theory to me.
I always
Heard
say wait a couple of weeks and see if people are still raving about the card when something else comes out.
Good point.
Listen to
Love
what
you,
Blitz
Dollar Bill.
says and wait a week.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. So guest goals. What'd you guys come up with, Dollar Bill?
Well, I'm gonna maybe dip into some water than I haven't in a while, and I'm gonna go with some weekend league. And I'm gonna say I'm gonna challenge myself. I'm gonna go 16 wins.
Woo.
I like
Yeah.
it.
I'm gonna
Get it.
challenge myself.
You're gonna be. I can't. Are you gonna do it on stream?
With
Most of it
with an,
probably,
with an
yeah.
asterisk,
Yes.
dollar bill with an asterisk because of the DC issue. So if for some reason
True.
if that
Very
affects
true.
it,
Very
like
true.
seriously, there was a point last week. If the 5 wins would have came at some point, I would have been top 100. Couldn't get him at the end. I got him at the beginning, but just let us know if that is an issue.
Okay.
Gotcha. Jimmy.
Well, like I said, I just got my team to that 93 overall spot, which, I mean, I feel like I'm just right underneath where everyone else is, which is fine. That's a nice place to be because it shows I'm not blowing all my coin, and I'm obviously not opening the wallet for EA other than $1.50 for an 83 every week. I would like to have my coin stack a little higher. I'm at 2.75 mil right now. I mean, I'd like to get it by next week 3.5. I mean, that seems doable, but it's going to be a lot of selling golds and silvers, if you know what I mean. We may have to have a couple of make rights. Maybe EA can make right for the solo battle issue that they've been causing the past 2 weeks. I doubt it. But I got little pieces I need. Little, like, offensive line pieces. I wouldn't mind getting a new defensive tackle. Honestly, I wouldn't mind getting a new quarterback. I mean, I'm still rocking the Lamar, and I have been for a long time. I wouldn't mind. Platt recommended to me a while back. It's been about 2 or 3 weeks, but he said look into Steve McNair. So there's a chance I add Steve McNair because I've got like a little bit of a Ravens team brewing. I've got about 15 Ravens players. Steve McNair would add to it if I powered him up. I may do that if there's no real indication that Lamar is going to come out with a new card. If there's a new Lamar card comes out, I'm probably just going to wait for that one. And so, yeah, get a new quarterback or an upgrade from Lamar, get a couple of little pieces, and still somehow, some way, get my coin stack, well above 3 million. I know I'm not getting a 94 overall anytime soon. So, and as far as anything online, I like the idea of playing more online games, and I'm going to be doing more of that if it's house rules, if it's seasons. I mean, I've run out of solos for the most part to play, so I would like to play any online games as long as EA allows me to connect.
Well, that's the kicker, isn't it?
That's the trick.
All right, Roy, what you got?
All right, before I get into my goals, I did want to mention, we talk about these players not playing well when they come out. If any of you guys used Dante Culpepper when he was released, I was really down on that card. I tried him out. The guy threw every single pass like it was a lob pass in your backyard to your 6-year-old cousin. I mean, it was horrible, okay? And for whatever reason, I saw his price going up on the auction house, and I tried him out again. They fixed something. His animation is very similar to Brett Favre's now. Gunslinger is one of the fastest QBs in the game that is not a scrambler. I've got him at 89 speed. He is amazing. So some of my goals this week, I'm at level 69 overall right now.
69.
My goal is to get to 70 tonight because I'm almost there. When I get to 70, I'm going to be able to take Dante out and sell him, get some coins for that, is to finish the random food thing on the squads so I can get my free 92 card all the way up there. And then there's 4 cards I want to add during this promotion, and that is the left guard with Hutchinson. I'm running a Vikings and Steelers theme team, by the way. And I want to add Adrian Peterson, and I want to add Troy Polamalu back, and actually maybe just those cards and get those back in there right now. And that's my goals for the team, to get them back up to a 93 overall. I'm not a 94, but that did drop me to a 92 when I sold all these cards. So I want to do that. And then my goal for this week, the most I've won in Weekend League this year has been 14. So without disconnects, I'm right there with Dollar Bill. I would love to get 16 on this next one if I've got time to play them, and if I don't get disconnected all the time. So my problem is I always switch around playbooks. I always switch around players. I'm going to stick with this team I got, except for adding players. The fourth player, it's not a guy in Blitz, but he came out today. It's Cam Hayward. I want to get him over there at the right end, so for my Steelers team. So that's my 4th player. So my goal is to get those players, get back up to 93 overall, get that coin stack back up. I'm just a touch under 1 million now, so I'm not down there with Wes, but I'm definitely not up with the rest of you guys. So to get up there just a little bit. So that's my goal for the coming week.
You guys got me motivated up in here. All right, so I do want to say you were talking about Culpepper and Gunslinger and whatnot, and Jimmy, you were talking about still running with Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
I have been running with Vic pretty much since I don't know, 2 weeks after he came out, and I thought it was fine, but I hadn't really had a non-scrambling quarterback. I wanted to see what, a high accuracy, fast release type quarterback, how that would affect me. And I switched to Brett Favre about a week ago and put Gunslinger on him, and I haven't looked back. Like the only reason I'm keeping Michael Vick now is because I'm sure he'll get another card later. But I love Brett Favre. So Joe Montana, Brett Favre, Dante Culpepper, if you get those quarterbacks that have a good arm, strong arm, an accurate arm, and have good perks like either Gunslinger or I know Platt uses
Hot Rod Master.
hot route master, don't be afraid to get away from the scrambling quarterbacks if you can plant your feet and throw. So that's all I got on that, though. I was just a little update on my personal play style. So what else we got, Swain?
Unless anybody has anything else, I think we're going right into just closing, talking about Thanksgiving.
Gotcha. So it is Thanksgiving, and I guess it wouldn't be Thanksgiving if we didn't tell everybody at least something that we're thankful for tonight. And I'm going to start it off with the guest in the middle, Mr. Jimmy Two Times. Give us your very best Charlie Brown I'm thankful for tonight.
Well, they call me Jimmy Two Times because I'm thankful for two things. First, I'm thankful for my loving wife who keeps me grounded and makes me realize that none of this shit matters. Because if I went upstairs and told my wife, hey, I got a 93 overall team, got a 2.75 million coin stack, she'd be like, yeah, that's great. Why don't you fucking do the laundry? Why don't you do the dishes?
And you would do it too.
And I would do it. And that's the trick. You've got to make sure you've got someone who's able to bring you back to reality and make you realize, this isn't really all that important, but it is. And and the second thing I'm thankful for is the best community on Twitch. Now, in order to play this game, it's a job, and like any job, it's better if you have a job that surrounds you with people that are going through these same experiences that you are. I can't imagine doing what we do, trying to put together these squads and these things, doing it alone, doing it without getting advice and bouncing ideas off other people's heads. The ability to do that is limited when you're doing it solo. So to have a group of people that can motivate you, can make you realize, no, this is what you should be doing, not this, keeping you on task, making sure that you're doing the right thing every single day. Because, I mean, for lack of a better word, it is a job keeping these teams up to date every day, playing daily objectives, dealing with not only the good stuff, but the bad stuff too, dealing with server issues and disconnects and not being able to get into games. Misery loves company, and I want the company that I surround myself to be there because we enjoy it. I mean, we wouldn't do it if we didn't enjoy it. So that's what I'm thankful for. Wifey, BCOT.
There you go. Dollar Bill?
Very much two of the same things. Right now the two probably biggest factors that are helping me in my life, and I'm most thankful, through all these stressful and trying times, and it's my family and that's my friends, all of you guys here on Twitch. You guys are basically like family. So I'll keep it short and sweet and just say family and friends, and love all you guys, and I'm very thankful for having you guys in my life.
Roy?
Yeah, I mean, I hate to keep saying the same things, but my family, 2020 has been the year that we all hope we can forget one day down the road. I mean, it's been horrible with COVID and people being stuck at home and everything else. But just so thankful for my wife, my two boys. I've got two sons that are in 9th grade and 7th grade, and couldn't be more proud of them and everything they've been able to do. They got back to school a little bit, but now they're back home on remote learning. But it's been tough, but just so thankful for them, and so thankful for all you guys with the community. You guys may not know it, but I've streamed on Twitch for a lot of years. It's not been something I started a few months ago, and this last year when I really started getting into Madden and this community, it's kind of skyrocketed, and I mean that from just the connections I've made with all you guys and the best community on Twitch and everybody else. And it's been a phenomenal year from a Twitch standpoint and from the people I've met and the friends I've made. So it's really been awesome. So I'm thankful for both those things.
Gotcha. I'll go ahead and go next. Just like Jimmy and everybody else said, I'm thankful that, my family is healthy throughout this whole crazy year, and that my wife hasn't kicked me out of the house yet. Thank God we tolerate each other and like each other enough that we've been crammed into this house for going on like 8 months, and you know, haven't gotten sick. I haven't gotten sick of her. I don't think she's gotten sick of me, so I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful for the friends that I've met here on Twitch and specifically in this community. And also, you know, some of you guys know I've been on COVID leave. I'm not sick, but I can't go back to work yet. And for the first time in a long time, because of that, I don't have to get up on Thanksgiving and go to work. I don't have to get up on Black Friday and go to work early in the morning. And so I get to sit around the house and be with my family. And I'm really thankful for that. So, Swain?
I'm going to go last. I'll let Platt go next.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to all the significant others that are holding the household down while we're playing this stupid fucking video game. But, you know, we love you. We appreciate you. You know, tell them that you appreciate them. Tell them that you love them and thank them for everything they do. Thank you to Swain for bringing us all together. We wouldn't be here without you. You know, special shout out to Deke. You know, I've lost a parent in my life, and I know how tough that is. So, you know, I understand what you're going through, Deke, and you got a lot of love here. So we love you. We miss you. Hopefully we'll see you back here next week, bud.
I'm, you know, to wrap up, literally everybody said something that I wanted to say. So, I'm insanely thankful for my wife and my family and my daughter, of course. And it's funny when I look at this year and the things I've gone through, near-death experience for the first time. That was terrifying. I'm still struggling. I have my machine ready to go because I'm starting to clog up in there, whatever the hell it is. And bringing up Deke, I never would have imagined losing my best friend that I did a few weeks ago, and going to his memorial, and because of COVID, not being able to see the amount of people that would have normally been there. And his boys, it got me. Like his young boys aren't going to be with their dad this Thanksgiving. And they're not, you know, grown men. This is 16 and 13-year-old kids. They're not going to have their dad. I mean, that just, for me to be thankful for what I have. And of course, Deke, what he's going through, my goodness. And it's funny because of the support my wife shows, not only me and the fact that I enjoy playing video games. She prefer I do that than out in the streets doing something stupid, but the massive support and her understanding. And a lot of people don't understand that. And when I was at that memorial, I'm seeing people I haven't seen since I graduated high school 20 something years ago. And I'm seeing people I haven't seen in 10 years and 5 years and so on and so forth. And they ask me what I'm doing. You know, I had the same career that they all are aware of. And then I start trying to talk about Twitch, and I start trying to talk about the fact that I'm playing Madden. When Ivan passed away, I brought up Madden. And they're like, so you still play like a video game? Yeah. And then, you know, you're trying to explain to them that, you know, what Twitch is and what it means to you and building a community and the amount of effort and time it took to put it together. I may not have a partnership, a check mark next to my name. I may not have these massive numbers. I may have to work and do my career because I'm probably never going to make enough money. But man, to have you guys as part of my life, and it may sound cliche and silly to somebody who doesn't understand a Discord and private conversations and Twitter private messages and so on and so forth. This is literally this is a family. Okay, there are some people in here I would consider friends. There's a lot of people in here I would consider straight up family. I know so much about all of you in an individual way. I know some of your favorite teams. I know some of your kids, the amount of kids you have. I know your kids' names, your pets' names. We spend a lot of time together as a family. And so when I go through a near-death experience, or I have, try not to choke up here, I lose my best friend, I reached out to my wife, and I reached out to my mom and dad, and I reached out to you guys. Because the amount of time that we spend together is priceless to me. So without getting choked up thinking about Deekster and what he's going through, you're in our thoughts, pal. And I'm very thankful for you guys.
Well said, buddy. Love you.
Very well said, guys. I think we appreciate you all, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Happy Thanksgiving.